So, NBA, MLK games. I only watched 4 of the games. Um, First game of the evening was the New York Knicks versus the Orlando Magic. Knicks won 91-84. Julius Randle ended with a double-double. RJ Barrett had a double-double. Hopefully Julius Randle gets a chance to rehab. During the scramble for the ball, he was grabbing at his knee. And he's been playing excellent basketball. I definitely would say he'd be an NBA All-Star this season so far with how he's been playing. And this is the first time the Knicks have won back-to-back games. Orlando Magic were doing good, but then they just had too many turnovers and weren't making shots when they needed to, so that basically cost them the game. So, good win for the Knicks. Next game I watched was the Atlanta Hawks versus the Timberwolves. All 5 of the Hawks players were in double figures. This is the DeAndre Hunter had his best scoring output of the season. Clint Capella had a double-double. John Collins had 2 amazing alley-oop dunks. Trae Young ended up getting in foul trouble early. And he had a bunch of turnovers. But aside from that, the team played overall well. The T-Wolves struggled throughout the game. D'Lo started making shots. Malik Beasley made shots. Then they stopped going to Malik Beasley. And D'Lo was just shooting up random shots. If he couldn't get his shot off, then that's when he started passing the ball. They're definitely struggling without Karl Anthony Towns. The next game I watched was the Phoenix Suns versus the Memphis Grizzlies. Memphis Grizzlies won in a scrappy game. Morant, for this to be only his second game back playing from his ankle injury, he definitely was out there shaking and baking. He finished with a double-double. He had like 17 and 10. Desmond Bain made some shots when it mattered. Brandon Clark made shots when it mattered. Grayson Allen made some free throws and a 3 toward the end of the game when it mattered. They played a good team game. That's basically what led to them winning. DeAndre Ayton had some good plays. Mikal Bridges led them, I believe, in scoring. Devin Booker and Chris Paul didn't get off like they normally would. Neither did Jay Crowder coming off the bench, which was interesting. This was Monty Williams started Cam Johnson in place of Jay Crowder. But that was a good game. And the last game I watched was the Brooklyn Nets versus the Milwaukee Bucks. Brooklyn won. Kevin Durant went off. James Harden finished with a double-double. Only knock to James Harden, he got to do better with these turnovers. I think he has 6 turnovers. He got to do better with that. But other than that, that's played a good game. Good game overall as a team, and that's how they won. The Bucks were doing good. Giannis was getting his buckets. Chris Middleton was getting his buckets. Even Drew Holiday was getting his buckets. Then it was like the shots weren't falling. They weren't playing good defense. And that basically cost them the game. But overall, the 4 games that I watched out of the 9 that were happening today were good. No blowouts. They were actually good back and forth games. The last game that I could have watched that would have finished up the triple header on TNT would have been the Warriors and the Lakers, but I'm really not trying to watch that. So that's basically my recap of the 4 games that I watched as far as the MLK, the NBA MLK games.